Hi there.
Hello.
We're back, and this podcast is brought to you by our friends at Trophy Smack. More on them later, which you haven't seen this yet.
I've not seen it in person.
In person, yeah, you've seen it on video. Look, go ahead, touch it.
Touch it.
It's heavy, dude. It's 6 pounds.
Dang.
It's every bit of 6 pounds, yeah.
Holy shit.
I think it's more than 6.
Yeah, it's at least like 10.
It might be 10, yeah. It might be an NWA belt. 10 pounds of...
It's a big one. Well.
And then, yeah, I got your stuff.
Oh, is that? Oh,
that's
gosh.
it, yeah.
All right,
That's your goodies.
You know what? I don't know why this is doing this. This is annoying. Hold on one sec.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, so I didn't get you anything crazy like you got me, but I'll go ahead and give you mine.
That was supposed to be for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Here.
Fucking A,
I got you some chocolate without nuts.
Hey, and snack, too, just the way I like them.
And then this dude buys like 18 things for me.
Well, no, it's all business.
I know. Oh, dude.
So that is our reward.
We won best podcast in our network.
No, funniest episode.
Oh, funniest episode. And I'm assuming that was our Barbie episode,
yes,
right?
It was. Ken's Destroy the Barbie movie, which you should definitely check out.
Just wait till it's not going to happen anytime soon, but we will have a new studio coming eventually.
It's just our shirts.
Okay. Right on.
You got your new.
Oh.
Here, give him a close up of that.
Yeah. There you go.
It's not legal tender.
Hold on. Let me turn this light down. That's awesome. It does not like the camera.
Oddly, yeah, that's the only thing about these cameras is they're not great for depth perception. But
that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good call on that switch. That's hilarious, man. Thank you.
I forget what all I got you. There's an AIP shirt, the tinfoil shirt, and I thought there was another one, but I could be wrong. Oh, it's the one that will fit you this time.
Oh, the kiss the ass?
Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is?
It fits you now?
Almost. But it's just nicer to have bigger shirts.
That's
yeah,
like that.
You know, my other one is literally...
It's fading.
It faded so bad because I washed it incorrectly.
Ah.
You're supposed to flip... These types of shirts, you're supposed to flip inside out and then wash them. Yeah.
Available on our Teespring store.
Eventually, we are going to get a shirt press, which actually Sasha wanted to talk to you about that, or eventually whatnot, if you guys wanted to get one, whatever.
I think...
because the thing is, we could just... I mean, it's up to you, but we could just keep it at the shop.
Oh, no, I'm down. Yeah.
And then literally we can just go there anytime and just print shirts.
I'm down, but that's also a business opportunity for, her.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So...
Because, I mean, if you can... Like I said, 1 hour tees made an entire business model on being able to print custom T-shirts.
In an hour.
Yeah. Well, you pay. So the thing of it is, and pro wrestling. So that company became Pro Wrestling Tees after they got in with Colt Cabana. But you can still go there and technically get a shirt in an hour, but you pay premium for it.
Heck yeah.
But if you can wait, then you pay less, because then they can do bulk orders, right? So.
Yeah. Anytime I hear something I really like, I always think back to the movie Click. Remember when the Japanese guy, and he's just like, let's blah 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 till we drink until we puke our faces up, whatnot. And then the Japanese guy or Chinese guy, I can't remember. I apologize, but
he's one of those,
and he's like, fuck yeah.
He's one of those eases.
Yeah, it was a good one. All right, so this one is just gonna be us talking about more Trumpy.
So here's the thing about Trump and us. So. In our comments sections,
don't say us.
Lots of assumptions are made.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we're probably partially to blame for that. But what it tells me is people are clearly not watching everything, which is fine. But
like
we thought
the whole 30 seconds of a 30-second clip.
But
there was one comment on a newer one, and I was just like, yeah, you didn't watch the whole clip.
Yeah, you clearly didn't watch the whole clip.
I was like, the ending literally said what you typed.
Right?
Can't make that shit up.
Yeah, people get fired up though, so I thought we could explain that, and maybe a couple other things, which actually, okay, so you brought up the old TikTok, and I thought I could explain a little further.
And yeah, you explain what TikTok short, whatever.
So it was from our episode after the 2022 elections, where I basically said the Republican Party needs to dump Donald Trump. Now, I do feel a little bit differently a year later, but I still stand by my statement at the time, because what I was talking about, and had you watched the episode, you would know this, is that in 2022, every single, well, I don't think every single, but the vast majority of Donald Trump candidates lost. And not only did they lose, they lost in spectacular fashion.
The big red wave that was supposed to happen didn't.
And honestly, like
we had
I said,
a podcast on this.
Yeah, we did a whole episode. And what's funny though, because on a couple of episodes before that, when we were anticipating the red wave, I even said on that podcast, I go, I don't know.
You know, and the funny thing is, I was all for it. You know, like, not necessarily just all for Republican, but the thing is, with the way the country's being ran to the ground, I'm just like, hopefully a regime change, and it works.
I wish there had been a red wave, but what happened shortly before that election is the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and then all the Trump stuff. Like, and at the time, I still stand by that statement. I do honestly believe that if the Republicans had dumped Trump back then, we'd be looking at a totally different race. But now we're at a point where Trump is the only hope to get rid of Biden. So I'm more pro-Trump now than I was then, but that's arguably because Trump.
Let's just say you're pro-Trump because he is the better of the two.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and I've said this before too. Fortunately for me, I live in a state where even though I want Trump,
it doesn't matter what we vote for.
I can still vote my conscience, because I'll be honest, if the election were tomorrow, I don't think I could vote for Donald Trump.
I would.
Way before Joe Biden.
Oh yeah, easily.
But I just don't think I can. And I want to be clear, there's more positive to Trump than negative to me. But some of the negative stuff is really bad.
Like what would be?
So the whole elector.
See, because listen, I'm not trying to interrupt you.
Go for it.
But this guy right here, I asked him why he doesn't want Trump, and he's going to answer. A leftist. Let's
You didn't just hit me over the head with a belt and call me a retard. No, so the big one for me when it comes to Trump is, like the electors conspiracy, because he did it. They absolutely did it. Now, you can make some arguments, and so my defense of Trump for that would probably be something to the effect of like some real loose reading of the Constitution, or maybe, and this is probably where I would more lean, is maybe he and his camp honestly felt, which, take this with a grain of salt, because Trump absolutely just wants to win. I think that was his primary goal, but maybe his camp is like, look, if we don't do something, like the Democrats rigged the election. And what I mean by that, I do believe that they rigged the election, but not in the way everybody's thinking. They changed all the rules.
Yes.
And so, and let's look at it logically. If in your mind, the Democrats changed the rules to benefit them, then why should you abide by the rules? Other than just the ethical reasoning of it's the right thing to do. But if the other side's going to play dirty, it's like, that's all nice and romantic to think, but it's like in World War I, when the Germans started dropping gas, the Allies didn't go, oh, we can't do that. They said, no, we're going to drop some fucking gas, and we're going to drop more of it.
Rules and laws exist for a reason, but also, like just because, certain rule or law is in place doesn't make it correct either.
Well, and it also...
Slavery was legal.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, but then there's the factor, I was thinking about this today, too. It's like... the United States is a bit of an exception, but like I was watching, actually, Oversimplified on YouTube, they're a great channel, but I was watching some of their World War II and Hitler videos, and everybody asks, it's like, well, how could that happen so quickly in Nazi Germany? I'll tell you how, because they don't have a constitution like the United States that actually prohibits people from taking power like that, which it could absolutely happen here. You would just have to have a lot more collaboration, which is why I love our Constitution. But yeah, in Nazi Germany, all Hitler had to do was get the president to say, yeah, you're chancellor, and here's a bunch of emergency powers that you can have, and they're not going to expire, and
Nothing you can do about it.
yeah, and then they wonder why he just took dictatorial power. It's
Here in the States,
you can't do that. It's not possible.
Overwhelming majority of civilians decide that the government is tyrannous. They can overthrow it.
It's not even that though. Like, so here's my favorite, and this is actually I'm paraphrasing Ben Shapiro here. And honestly, he made it tongue in cheek, but he's honestly got a point. Listen, if you hate Donald Trump, if you absolutely cannot stand Donald Trump and want him to go away, the best thing you can do is vote for him and make him president.
Get it out of the way.
Because then in 4 years,
it'll be 4 years, and you're gonna have. I'm sorry, you're gonna have a good time.
It's
financially,
but it's not only that. After 4 years, he can never be president ever again.
Yeah, there you go.
Even if he tried.
You just got rid of herpes without medication.
No, and I love that because this was actually during his debate with Destiny, which was phenomenal, by the way. I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already. Because Destiny, honestly, especially for a guy who leans more left, at least I'd say Destiny might be a little idealistic, but he lives in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, he's not completely delusional. He is when it comes to relationships, but he learned the hard way, so that's a whole nother...
See, I used to think that was Bill Mayer. I used to think he lived in the real world, and I thought he was coming out of a shell. And
he's
then all
closer...
of a sudden, he's just like, I don't see why you won't vote for Biden over Trump. And it's like...
Here's the difference, though. Bill Maher at least listened to you.
I know, but he also thinks that Gavin Newsom should run just because he's a politician. That was literally his entire idea of why he should run, because he's a politician.
If you're on the left, though, I can see why you would like Gavin Newsom as a candidate.
I mean, because the way he talks, he's smooth. But look at the policies and look how his state is ran. That's where you look. Like, I don't understand why we've gotten away from that.
Yeah, that's what boggles my mind is how you could actually want Gavin Newsom to be in any way, shape, or form in power when look at the state that he is in charge of. People were willingly and desperately fleeing the state of California. California.
And it wasn't because Trump was in charge of the state. It was because Newsom is in charge of the state, and they're not doing anything about it. Hell, they're trying to give illegal immigrants. Oh, I'm sorry. What's the PC word now? Undocumented immigrants. He was trying to give them what was it?
Well, actually, those are two
EBT cards.
So those are two different things, actually. Undocumented versus
I know,
illegal.
but that's what they're calling them.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
like no, that means that they were here, right? And that
no. So okay, undocumented is a very broad term, but I understand what they're doing because all illegal aliens are undocumented, but not all undocumented immigrants are necessarily illegal.
Right.
They're like, for example, the United States asylum policy right now is a virtual 2-year limbo, where I know a couple people that have current asylum cases going, and they're legitimate and they're following the law. The law is just stupid. So what happens with most people, they're letting it, and this wasn't happening as much under Trump, but it did happen. I hate to break it to everybody, because one of the cases I know actually came here under Donald Trump and, showed up to the port of entry legally, but claimed asylum. And then they said, okay, here's your court date. Come here to this courthouse in Chicago in a year. Because
they had a remain in policy.
They had remain in Mexico policy, yes, but they were still let into the interior. Which I'm not for that policy because.
So are they in Mexico's detainment centers,
no,
or are they there in ours?
They're not in a detainment center. They're here. They're in at the time they were. Now he's got his.
Did we not have the remain in Mexico policy then?
I don't know what year he came through. Possibly not, but it wasn't across the board.
Okay.
Yeah, but which again we can go into all that. Why I don't necessarily agree with the remain in Mexico policy, but
because for one, if they're coming from a dangerous situation and they go right back to Mexico, they're probably just going to go missing.
That's pretty much my biggest reason for. Not really.
I hate to say it like this, but I definitely feel for these people, and I wish we could do everything for the entire world, but
you know what's funny though?
We can't.
For the large part, we really can though.
We can't afford it. look at the inflation and everything within our own country. We
That
can't
wasn't-
afford anything.
you know what?
I know.
That
it was
wasn't the
completely
cause,
sad.
though.
But that's what I'm saying, though. We can't afford shit
Well,
right now.
my-
We need to get focused on our own country, get it back to where it was. Then we can help. That's like the saying, like when somebody's in a bad state of mind and they're trying to help someone, they're like, get your shit figured out first and then come back.
Get your house in order before you. Yeah.
Fuck you, 800.
Yep.
I don't know who that was. That was the government calling me. My phone was just ringing.
Oh shit! What was that? So Trump eat Trump.
Trump eat Trump.
Which, by the way, did you watch the Shane Gillis stand up I sent you? I texted it to you a few days ago.
No, was that a whole thing?
Yeah, it was a shorter stand up thing, but it was like 40 minutes or something.
Oh,
man,
was it newer?
No, it's older.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I really like the dude
That
and
motherfucker
whatnot,
was
but
funny.
the thing is, he reuses a lot of his bits.
he does, but well, he does and he doesn't. So
He's also fairly new to stand up, I'm assuming.
No, he's not. He just broke out. He's been doing it for a while, and believe it or not, he was podcasting before he blew up.
Oh, dude, I've watched a bit of his stuff, and the shit's funny.
He was on damn it, who's that? The really weird motherfucker that Joe Rogan likes, who's always like, talking like this, and he'll bring up cum out of nowhere, just all the time. Fuck, what is his name? Theo Vaughn.
Oh man, I love Theo Vaughn.
You know what? I don't.
No, like I tried to watch his stand up, not funny.
I can't even watch his
listened to
podcast,
his.
dude.
Well, I was gonna say I listened to his stuff, and like there was one man that really resonated. He was talking to who's that fighter? He's bald, kind of got bigger ears.
Shane Strickland?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had him on recently, and Shane Strickland was like kind of like breaking down, and literally Theo Vaughn was just like he's just like, hey, we don't have to talk. We can just sit here. I can just be here with you.
Yeah, see,
And
that's...
I was like, man, that shows so much depth from him. I was like, I appreciate that.
See, there are times where Theo Vaughn will surprise me. But
See, I don't think you understand his comedy, and that's why you don't jive with it. And it doesn't
Well,
mean like
I also,
you can't
like-
understand it. I'm saying like that's not your type of comedy, so you don't resonate with it.
100%, yeah.
He's
because-
very dry with his
No,
comedy.
see, I like dry humor. It's just that, like...
Well, actually, I don't know if
I'll put it...
I don't
No,
know how
he's
to
a
describe
little
him.
he's a little fucking gross and a little too random for my taste. Because
He's
like,
older. He's been around for a while.
yeah, but so when he had Shane Gillis on, they do like this 20-minute segue where they just talk about like cum stories from when they were in middle school, and I'm like, this is fucking weird.
Well, that's because they're both.
Yeah.
You can already tell, like they're not. I don't mean they're gay or anything like that. I'm
No,
just saying that
dude,
they're
but-
weird dudes.
But they've held a dick in their hand before, not their own. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
They're a nurse. they were just nursing it back to health.
Theo Vaughn does
We
seem...
got to get this swelling
No,
down.
Theo Vaughn does seem like the kind of guy who would get, like, tricked into, like, giving a gay dude a hand job.
I'd be like, it's not gay. Well, I mean, I guess,
He'll be like, hey, man, I'm going to do a horrible thing. He's like, man, when I was in, like, the 8th grade, one of this gay kid came up to me. I didn't know he was gay at the time, but he came up to me and said, "Hey, you know what feels awesome is when somebody else jerks you off." And I said, "Cool." And he said, "But you got to do mine too." And I said, "Well, I felt like that was an equal exchange." Turns out he was gay and just wanted to hold my dick.
Man,
I feel like that's something that happened to Theo.
it's like I'm not gay. You say that again, my boyfriend hit you with his purse.
What was it my nephew said? It's like, we're not gay. I just like men.
It was probably more than that.
No, actually,
Knowing your nephew.
the one that got you off guard. Well, me too.
He got me off guard.
Oh God, this kid's too funny.
Go
No,
ahead.
the one that got us both off guard though was the one where he was like, "We're not gay. We only touch tips once."
Oh man, that was at Kings Island, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Oh man, that was fun.
That kid.
Really,
That kid can literally do anything he wants.
Well,
Like if he wants to do stand up, he can do it. If he wants to do any sort of athletic, like he'll be able to do it.
well, that's good.
That fucking kid, like
That means he's got crazy freaking options.
he does, man. He's a beast now too. Like that fucker's tall, and he's got a home gym now, so he's been like going.
Does he
nuts.
watch our stuff every now and then?
Every now, not as much as he should.
You should tell him at least he doesn't have that white privilege like us, so he can. He can get some exploits.
He exploits that daily. He uses his Puerto Rican privilege every day.
I ain't mad at him.
But he can exploit his white privilege too, though, because he's half.
Exactly.
So he's half privileged. I told him if he learns Spanish, the whole world is his.
Yeah, the funny thing is he doesn't really know much of Spanish.
He doesn't know any Spanish. Which that's another hilarious story. I told you this, but I'll tell it to the podcast. So my family, generally speaking, everybody tries to go, but some years people can't. But every year my family goes to Tennessee for Thanksgiving. And 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I was there and he was there. And my mom had just gotten out of a stint in a hospital in Panama. Long story, but anyway, some of her Spanish started coming back, and I speak more than a little Spanish. So she was telling a story, and then my nephew came up and it was just like, "How do you say something in Spanish?" And then she said, the very polite "Cómo está usted," which is "How are you?" but the real polite version. Not missing a beat, this little asshole just goes, "But I don't need to use the bathroom."
Shit.
When I tell you that everyone within earshot lost their shit, that's when, like, this kid could go up in an open mic and just talk and have people rolling.
Well, and the thing is, we've also learned this too, that, like, of course this is live, but it's not live, with comments. It is so, and that's why these guys that are getting on stage and doing crowd work, they're doing exceptionally well, because it's so much easier to literally have your content come to you and then you just literally riff on it.
A lot of people are afraid of it, but yeah, if you have that kind of mind and can riff with people, you can.
I feel like we would be okay with crowd work.
I feel like it'd be better with crowd work, honestly.
Oh my gosh. And I don't even mean this. I mean, like, if we did like some type of like kind of stand-up thing, like stand-up / like improv.
I think what I would love to be able to do at some point is if we could do like a live podcast with an audience. I think that would be a lot of fun, and then take questions. But the thing is, like, I would really love to get like a couple liberals and a couple hardcore conservatives. Ben Shapiro rules: if you disagree, you go to the front of the line. I love that rule.
I do too, but the thing is, you got to have some conservatives to sit there.
Sure. And that's the beautiful point.
No.
I piss everyone off.
No, that's what I'm saying. Hardcore conservatives. So therefore, they're like, "Oh no, this is this is this."
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you got to bring them back down. It's like, listen, the best position to be is right in the middle.
Doggy.
Right. See?
Actually, no. It's the best position to be in, or just in general.
Missionary.
No, it's not.
I don't care what anyone says, dude. It's missionary.
Nah, man.
Missionary is the best because you get all the reaching, and then you got you can kiss and whatnot.
Nah, man. Like, reverse cowgirl's probably my jam.
Cowgirl, reverse cowgirl. What the fuck kind of porn stars you talking about?
What do you mean?
Get on top and ride, baby. I ain't never had no girl do reverse cowgirl.
I don't have to do work. No, that's not true.
Well, cowgirl's fine. That's my favorite.
Cowgirl's what's up, ladies.
We really diverged on this.
Ladies, we're not looking at the double chin. I know your concern. I get it because I don't like looking like this
married,
either.
The lights are off. I'm just saying.
But trust me, we're not looking there. There's
halftime. I'm just wondering if it's a stunt double.
There's other
things. I can take
things.
care of that retard. Oh, excuse me. I got a little bit in me. It almost nicked me.
Oh, fuck, look out!
Dude, hands down. Look out!
Dude, we need...
When he's talking about the... Oh, yeah,
There's two new sounds we need.
Sorry, Shane Gillis, you're going on our soundboard.
We need that, and then we need, "You're an idiot!"
Oh, yeah. Damn it. Why do I feel like we have "You're an idiot"?
We've been talking about it.
Weird.
That was fucking weird.
Forgot about these ones.
My balls!
Oh yeah, Snot. Anyone remember a band called Snot? That had a song called Balls.
My balls!
Except he said, "My balls, your chin." I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
Wow, that derailed.
Oh, horribly. But, I
That's
mean, we're
okay.
talking about Trump, so, I mean, of course, when we're talking about derailment.
That's one of my favorite shorts, which actually did well, but one of my favorite shorts we ever did was the one where I was making fun of Trump. And what's funny is Shane Gillis kind of does that in that stand-up I sent you. He kind of sort of makes fun. And I'm like, that's so funny that I made that joke independent of seeing this. Where, like, he was on Tucker, and how Trump will just dance around a question by saying the same shit, but different ways.
I mean, he answers the question in his own way, but doesn't answer it at all.
He takes you on a journey.
He does too. Like, I tell you what, man, I'm starting to see why him and Putin get along. I mean, because Tucker point blank asked Putin one question, and the dude gave him 57 years of history. Before, no, I'm sorry, 400 years, if not 1,000 years of history just to get up to why he made a decision. And don't get me wrong, I get it, I listened to it, and I understood. I mean, it's still kind of weird,
I would pay money to watch a conversation between Putin and Trump. I think that would be entertaining as shit.
Oh, that would be rough. Because...
Vlad, can I call you Vlad? Listen, I don't have time. We need to make this faster. I know Zelensky, great guy. Kind of short, but great guy. And Putin, also short. A lot of people don't know this. I tower over him. They call him the bear. He must be a black bear, and I'm a grizzly bear. Or what do they have in Russia? Brown bears?
Your accent's getting pretty good.
It's thanks to Shane Gillis. I've kind of been jutting out the lower jaw.
Abu! Al-Baghdadi. He died like a dog. You should have seen him. He cried. I wouldn't have cried. Dude, I can't do it like anyone else or like anybody, but like that one, that Abu, every time he says Abu, that shit just cracks me up.
Well, obviously me too.
Dude, when he did that to the audience and they just started dying laughing, I was like,
it's fucking
good
funny.
Audience.
Abu.
Baghdad al-Badi. He died like a dog. He cried. I said, Abu, why are you crying? I can't keep it up.
Beautiful dogs.
That was funny. And then I didn't realize, it took me until to getting to that point to realize that's why the special was named Beautiful Dogs. So I was like, oh, okay.
That's why it's a great title.
I wouldn't have cried.
It's like the actual fucking Paw Patrol.
Oh, dude. That was hilarious. The fucking wall breaks down. The actual Paw Patrol's coming in, a few robots. I would have fucking cried too.
This is a horrible way to die. Fucking dogs and night vision goggles and a fucking robot.
Just makes me think of that damn song, that dumb ways to die. My head hurts from laughing at that.
Oh my god. Well, like when you sent it to me, I told you I was sick as a dog, and like every time I would laugh, I would cough. Worse than that, but it was a real throaty, deep one, so it would hurt. But then, oh fuck, look out!
Oh fuck, look out! You know what? I didn't even realize this, but I need to make sure I don't have reverb or anything turned on, because I was trying something on here, and if we're talking, it'd be like,
I thought
no echo, just reverb.
I thought you were about to say that you weren't streaming.
It's been on. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad.
Oh well. Abu. Al-Baghdadi. He died like a dog.
Abu. Baghdad. Al-Baghdadi. I can't even say his name now. He died like a dog. I wouldn't
have cried. I wouldn't have died. Joe Biden definitely would have died.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what was it? Was it Shane Gillis? I actually, come to think of it, I'm fairly certain I've seen the stand-up you were talking about, because within that stand-up he talks about how it would be funny for Trump to get taken out, and then he talked about Biden too, and then he's like, you don't even have to do anything. You could punch assassinate.
That's exactly. He makes a good point. He's like, Trump is probably the funniest president like to get a shot because you know you would make like a funny sound.
Abu, Baghdad, al Baghdadi. He cried. I wouldn't have cried.
He's like the assassin comes in. You're gay. I do miss Trump, man.
Well, and that's what he said. He was like, yeah, he was a bully, but the thing is, he wasn't a bully to people who didn't deserve it. He was a bully to the people who did deserve it.
He's right, though. He's like, I miss those debates, man. He's like, Ted, you got a dog wife. It's like these poor bastards have been doing politics.
Like, if you shave your beard, there's another wrinkly sack.
He's right, though. He's like, these poor bastards on the stage didn't know what was coming. They've been in politics for like 20, 30 years, and there's like rules and decorum.
They
and Trump
had no idea the shitstorm that was coming.
Trump just goes, you're gay.
You're gay.
He's like, they get up there and say shit, and Trump just goes, wrong.
Oh, where is it?
Wrong.
It's like, Abu, Baghdad, al-Baghdadi, he died like a dog.
Wrong.
I mean, just they were completely unprepared, and that's honest. That's why Trump won. Like, if you want to defeat someone like Trump, you have to admit what got him there, and then figure out how to beat him. But they just cannot. They can't admit that they got bested. There's still people, by the way, that claim that the 2016 election was stolen.
And they're not Republicans, let's just say.
Well, obviously not.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. So it's like, if talking about the election is insurrection, then I mean...
Do you realize now that just about every presidential candidate this year, well, if you take the three big ones, and I'm including RFK Jr. in this because he's like the biggest independent, they all have funny voices. Every single one of them. Which actually, RFK's is getting better, because I remember I told you, like, I heard him say...
You know what I'm talking about is the Average Intelligence podcast. They won the award for the funniest episode in 2023. I think it's really good. You should really check out their podcast. Oh my God! Thanks.
That's fantastic!
Don't
that is so good!
We'll see what it sounds like. And the thing is, I have no problem with RFK Jr. I mean, I'll make fun of his voice, but the thing is, it's out of his control. He had, what was it? Not a stroke.
I can't remember, but it's actually something...
No, it wasn't a stroke. It was actually something to do with...
Yeah, something... But he actually said in an earlier interview that it would get better the more he talked, and it actually has. Like,
oh, it has.
Yeah,
you know, and the thing is, like...
Jesus Christ, that was good.
Just to be clear, I'm not making fun of him to really make fun of him, because... I actually appreciate him.
He's
and
reiterating
he says smart things.
He's reiterating the point that I made, though, is that literally every major presidential candidate, the top three all have funny voices.
Right, and I just want to say thank you for that.
RFK
2024. I'm gonna beat the orange guy.
You're gay.
Abu Baghdad al Baghdadi. See, now I'm losing it.
And then Biden. Abu.
True international effort to pressure.
Why did they let him talk?
Oh, jeez.
My name is Jeff.
Someone's out there.
You know.
I don't imagine.
Abu.
My wolf
Your
wolf is walking by. My wolf is walking by. She's walking by, and all of a sudden she hears, "Open the door."
See, it's a whole different vibe when we're in the same room.
Abu Baghdad al Baghdadi. You know, people are gonna be like, this podcast is literally all of them just trying to speak like Trump.
I loved your response though to that comment when the guy was like, "This is the worst podcast ever," and you were like, "I know."
And it's like, we never claimed to be good. We claim to try to be entertaining.
So while we're on that subject, I'm going to explain again why this podcast is named and is the way it is. So believe it or not, it's both the joke and the point of this whole thing. So, and actually, I wanted to start the episode with this because I was going to call you out. not really call you out, but illuminate, because I didn't catch it at the time, but when we were talking about Morph in X-Men 97, you said something that was just
Extremely stupid.
no, just incorrect, and I didn't catch it. But I think the reason I didn't catch it is because I knew what you were trying to say.
So I'm assuming your brain put it together and then you answered it the way you were thinking.
Exactly. And well, that, and I was about ready to make a point, and I didn't want to let it go because it was fresh in my mind.
Let me say.
And I edited that clip together. It's about 14 minutes, and it's been doing pretty well. But I took out the section where you said Morph wasn't human because of his chromosomes, because there are human beings that don't have just straight XX and XY chromosomes. They're anomalies, but they exist. People with Down syndrome, for example, have an extra chromosome.
They have an extra DNA pair, right?
No,
they have an extra chromosome?
Mm-hmm. I know what you were getting at, though. That's what I'm saying. So
because the thing is, Morph was born male.
Morph was born a human being, yes, and he was born male.
He was born a human being male, and then his powers metastasized. So if you want to get in that, like whatever you're born as, regardless of your mutant genetic factor, like he was born a male, so therefore that's the funny thing is I actually saw someone argue that, and they were saying he was born a male. So then I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, the mutation, out of his control.
Yeah,
out of his control. So it's not like what's going on out there today.
So it's like and there's a lot of these like chromosomal conditions.
Which I didn't know that. Thank you for bringing that up. Extra chromosome, really?
Yeah, that's what causes Down syndrome.
Why did I not know this? I mean, apparently I have an extra chromosome. I make grilled cheeses at night.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
That's such a great video. He's like,
oh, dude, like literally his video. I've always enjoyed, like, I know this sounds weird. I'm not trying to sound weird. I'm going to rephrase this. I have always appreciated Down syndrome people because, for one, they just have always had a great demeanor. And then when he came out and said that, and he was just like, they're literally the happiest people. He's like, they are consistently having the best time. And I was like, you know what? It's true. I was like, the rest of us, we're fucking miserable fucks. And those guys, dude, they're just making grilled cheeses and fucking barbecue. You ever seen that one guy on YouTube? He makes barbecue.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
It to me.
I think his name might be Billy or something like that. But his shit's awesome. You know, he's just always having a good time. And instead of saying something like tastes really good, his go-to is, that's not bad. But the thing is, I know for a fact he's basically saying that shit's bomb.
Yeah. But anyway, so yes, I did want to, because somebody did point out in the comments, and I'm like, shit, you know what? He's right. He's absolutely right. And I didn't catch it at the time, so I forget your username, but you know who you are. You can see the comment; it's still there.
Actually, that's where I got the he was born a human male was from the comment.
Yeah. Which was funny.
We appreciate you guys.
Which that clip actually did exactly what I wanted it to do. It was about a discussion. Which, fun fact, tying back into the podcast and the name.
That's what the fuck it's all about.
That is the whole point. Now, you came up with the name, and it had a ring to it, and I found it funny. But there's something to that. So there's this whole... there's a logical fallacy called an argument from authority, which means just because somebody is in an authoritative position, they're automatically right, which is not...
Very incorrect.
There's a reason it's a logical fallacy. You know, and then we have our buddy Cody, who calls himself the unlicensed thinker, and that resonated with me because, you know, it's like you don't have to have a PhD to think about the universe, right? Now, granted, they have some more tools that you don't have access to, but with the internet and books, there's really no reason. The limit is your ability to comprehend, and that limit is based on the information you have access to. But you can access all information. What are you looking at, Abu?
Oh, I was just looking at the thing, making sure it's still live.
It is. It didn't die.
Baghdad, Baghdadi. He cried. I wouldn't have cried.
And then, like... So the name resonated because we came up with the idea of a chimp in a suit early on, and then we only later realized that the initials of the podcast misspell, but they spell ape. So that was
well. And the funny thing is, even though like when we first started, it was actually Average Intelligence Podcast, and then I was thinking outside of podcasting, and then that's why I changed the name to Production. So I mean, not that that's anyone needs to know.
But our fans are also average intelligence people.
AIP.
Yeah, and our fans are average intelligence people, so we can still call you apes.
Yeah, and just before you like try to think that you're smarter, you're probably not. And I'm not trying to say I'm smart by any means.
But
I'm
that's
saying this thing is a fucking hard drive, and I'm pretty certain it's got like 15
it's got some
petabytes.
viruses. Yeah.
This guy has a huge hard drive too.
But
That sounds great. I got a huge hard drive.
Man, I need to defrag this motherfucker
That's
real
all I was
bad.
getting ready to say that. I was like, fortunately, we have solid state drives, and they do defrag quite quickly.
What?
Quite quickly.
Who are you?
Whitman.
But
Whitman.
But also, one of my favorite philosophers ever is Socrates, and his whole bit was, I don't know, fuck all. So I'm just going to ask people, and we're going to have a dialogue. And after that dialogue, we may not have come up with an answer, but we're both a little bit smarter than when we started. So that's the whole point of this podcast is like...
Because the thing is, we can say something, and someone can correct us, and guess what? We learn something.
But it's the conversation, and here's the funny part, because actually
And vice versa.
one of my other favorite comments was from that video was the guy in the TV is... What did he say? God, it was so funny.
I haven't been reading comments. I had to take a mental health break from a lot of social media.
Oh, I know. It was so funny.
Bitch. I think my wife's yelling at the dog.
Oh, guy in the TV is insufferable to listen to. This was a hard watch. But
I literally don't contribute much to this. I literally only contribute like maybe a little
no,
bit of
you
humor.
do contribute though, and here's the reason why. So like, I don't think it's an unfair statement to say you and I think about the world in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's not only is that fine, that's great because sometimes we'll be talking about something and he'll just drop like one sentence and I'm like, fuck. Completely changed my perspective on the whole thing.
I can actually bring up a moment like that, and it got your gears working. And it was actually when we were talking about what amendment? What it wasn't an amendment, or they changed the terminology of something, and it had to do with Trump, I believe.
Yeah, they clarified.
Yeah, clarified, but they changed it drastically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read that to you, and you're just like, oh, okay.
I went, well, yeah, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, because it was like a huge difference.
Like we read the old and the new.
I can't even think of what it is.
Yeah,
but,
it was something procedural, but it was like, oh, well, that's where the gray area was. So they actually had a point.
Right.
You know, fun fact. And then like my opinion on abortion is a moving target because I'm always getting new information and perspectives. But the biggest shift was just one sentence from Ben Shapiro, and I went, fuck.
Oh, what was it?
Well, it's like I'm sitting here thinking I'm pro-choice, like hard, staunchly pro-choice. And he's like, well, the Constitution guarantees the right to life. And I went, fuck.
Well, and I mean, not to get too crazy on the abortion thing, but I've been watching a channel here on YouTube called Abolitionists Rising. And a lot of what he said has actually changed my mind on rape and incest, you know.
As far as exceptions. Yeah.
Well, and I'm still torn on it because the thing is, I don't want someone to have to carry their rapist baby, but at the same time,
well,
like they said that a rapist baby is literally safer in the womb in a Christian versus a non-Christian.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Christian will actually, you know, care for them and love them.
Well, that's a pretty broad statement.
No, I know,
yeah.
and this is just what I said, you know, or what they said, and I, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. But anyway, so basically they said that people are more okay with punishing the baby than they are the rapist. And then they're saying if there's a baby conceived from rape, that 100% guarantees that person is the aggressor, and they believe that person should be executed. And I'm not for, like, if you want to call a movement pro-life, that's I consider that's what I would be.
Yeah, we had that discussion.
Yeah, you know, but
which actually I'm making shorts out. That's a video we have up too, by the way. We touch on it, and I'm making shorts out of that. And whew, wow, people, at least the comment section, which is funny though, because the funny occurrence that happens in basically every video we make, we've had, including all the shorts and all the clips, I think we've had 2 that had an under 50% like to dislike ratio. Our channel average is like 89%. So the vast majority of people like our stuff more than dislike, but our comment sections make you think people hate us, which is so funny to me. I just drooled a little bit.
That's what I'm trying to say also. This goes out to you conservatives or even people who are in the middle. Speak up. Speak up. Don't just like. Speak up. Because the thing is, no, the reason I say this is because they've been asleep for a long time, you know, and it's like, use your voice. That's the most powerful thing you have. Use your voice, you know, like talk about things that are an issue. Don't just sit there and, you know, like, I wish things would change, and then throw your recliner up and then crack open a beer and then watch Conan.
Sports Ball.
Or whatever. Murder Ball.
Wasn't that a movie?
Yeah, those guys in wheelchairs.
Murder Ball.
Wasn't it?
Murder Ball?
I don't know.
I know Rollerball was a movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
Murder. I feel like that was a.
Actually, wasn't what's his name in it? Moneyball is what I'm thinking of. That was with Jonah Hill.
Maybe it wasn't called Murder Ball, but I want to say there was.
I think there is.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a movie about where they take. I
think they were
prisoners or
paraplegics.
something. No, hang on.
Are you sure?
I don't know. We may have just come up with the next awesome B movie idea, though. Let's see. Murder Ball. I love how we're sitting here trying to remember when Google's free and in front of us.
Well, it's always more fun to try to find
it. It's a documentary. Oh, you're right. It was a 2005 documentary about athletes who are physically disabled who play wheelchair rugby. Yeah, Murder Ball.
I'm not playing at night, Dad. I'm playing at night. That one was just hilarious because he looks at me or he says, I'm not making him at night, Dad. And then I'm making him at night. Oh, man.
Abu.
Abu. Baghdad. Al-Baghdadi. He died like a dog. He cried. I asked him, why are you crying? And he said, no, I'm just kidding. I fucked up. Oh, dude, you know what? I was thinking this as soon as you said it. This is why I waited for you to finish this time because, you know, if you interrupt someone, you kind of make them lose their train of thought. But I kept to it.
Where am I?
But anyway, when you said that comment, said that guy in the TV, what did he say?
You were insufferable?
Insufferable. And if I would have been paying attention to the comments, my immediate reaction and comment back would be like, oh, so you watch the news. Oh, okay.
Well, but you know what else too, and I'm gonna give you a hard pass because I know you were sick, and I know that when I'm sick, I'm not 100% there because I'm like trying to breathe. Mm-hmm. Which again, we were just having a discussion, which was the entire goal because I wanted to be like, no. I know a lot of you are looking at this morph character on the surface and you're taking what Disney says as gospel when I'm like, they're probably not going to use that terminology in the show and they're probably just doing it to try to get people to talk about it because there's no such thing as bad press, right?
All right.
Because now there's some people who are going to tune in just to see if they call morph non-binary.
Hold on, I got a text.
Abu.
He died like a dog.
Beautiful dogs.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Start over.
True international pressure.
True international pressure.
No, I'm being asked for something. And look. Anyway, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Okay, you were giving me a pass. Did I say something stupid?
No. I'm saying that. Like, you were thinking, but you weren't thinking with 100% of your computer because...
Oh, okay, yeah. What was there something in specific, or were you just
the fact that,
okay.
You know... And again, I didn't catch it either, because I should have been like, well, no, there are actually, like, a lot... There are... But I...
Minute.
Yeah.
Since I'm talking about something, I would assume everybody would assume I'm talking about the majority and not the minority.
Well, and I kind of rebuffed you anyway because I'm like, no, Morph is a human being, which is how I was able to salvage the clip because it's like.
Why did I say he wasn't a human? Did I say he wasn't
at one
a human?
No, that's the thing. So
was I arguing with you when you were basically talking about the trans thing or not trans?
We were talking about his. I was basically wondering if
he was baked.
No, I was basically wondering if when he morphs, does his DNA change? And then you were making the point it doesn't matter because his chromosomes are either XY or XX. But
we cleared that up, though, because you said that and you changed my mind on that.
Correct. But the point is, at one point you said, you know, you did say if he's not either one of those, he's not human, but that's not what you meant.
Okay. Well, and also where I screwed up too was talking about bone structure, remember? And then you was like, well, no, he grows to great sizes or smaller. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, then that makes sense.
But here's the thing, though. You were actually, and this just hit me. You were actually right. Morph is technically not human. Morph is not a Homo sapien because Morph is a mutant, which is a separate species in the X-Men universe. It's a mutation.
You don't say.
Which, oh my God.
Because the thing is, what was before Homo sapiens? Homo erectus, correct?
There were a few species.
Okay. Oh yeah, that right. So therefore, through mating and whatnot, we became Homo sapien. Well, I mean, we have telomeres.
Interbreeding and mutations.
We have telomeres. Is that how you say it?
Telomeres.
We have telomeres. Telomeres. No, it's telomeres. It's TELE.
Oh,
So
we're thinking about two
it's
different mirrors.
Telomeres, and we actually have, I think, a couple of them that are. What is it? They are fused together, and in nature that does not happen at all whatsoever. Like, there are many scientists that are still baffled about it, and you can read about this too.
I was gonna say I don't know what.
I know. I've just been reading a lot on genetics and whatnot. Like, I'm a very boring person outside of here.
That's adorable.
But
I went and saw Dune Part 2 by myself last night, and actually it was quite good.
Oh, Dune. I haven't seen the first one. I heard. I heard
Dude,
it's
you're
really
gonna
good.
kick yourself for not seeing it in the theater.
Well, I mean, they might play it in theater again.
I
There might be some older theaters around that play older movies.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't do a double feature because I actually would have sat through that 6 hour.
Both movies are 3 hours.
Approximately, they're not quite 3 hours, but you know what? It doesn't feel well. The first one feels like it. The second one's
Do you
not
remember?
bad.
You know, getting on movies subject. Do you remember back in the day how we could literally just watch like 8 movies and they were only maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes, nothing too crazy. But
Well,
nowadays, you have a movie, you're sitting there for at least 3 hours.
Nah,
If
you're
it's
sitting
if
at
it's a, if
least,
it's a good one.
at least 2.
A
I'd say the
comedy,
average.
yeah, maybe 2 hours. But the thing is, comedies back in the day were an hour and 15 to like an hour and a half. They don't
90
need to
90
be
minutes was
huge.
the magic number, at least in the 90s, mid 2000s, for movies, unless you were doing something more like epic in scope. But yeah,
I'm gonna take a book out of the Jeep people's thing. When they say it's a Jeep thing, I'm like, it's a '90s thing.
it really is.
Stay tuned for Up Your Button Around the Corner.
Dude, I'm so stoked. We're gonna have that meeting on Thursday. I'm so fucking stoked for that. I need this to be a thing.
Because the thing is, I literally just came up with the slogan.
It's a 90s thing.
It's a '90s thing.
Oh, dude, that's a T-shirt.
I know.
Trademark, copyright.
If there's one thing I'm good at, is slogans and naming things.
It's true. Because I literally,
Sometimes naming things.
I literally, what was I asking you about? I asked you about something. I'm like, I need you to help me name something.
I couldn't, and that's why I said sometimes, because I couldn't really.
Not that
give a
time,
good
but
one.
there was one earlier that I asked you for, and like within 2 minutes, I was like, got it.
Oh.
That's brilliant.
If I know enough of what you're talking about and you need help with a name, say something. I might give you an idea you might like.
So yeah, but I think you would enjoy Dune. I really do.
Well, I love that era, and on top of that, I love the way it's like, shot.
Oh, dude, it's
Gorgeous.
well, dude, and I did see it in Dolby, so my seat rumbled like half the movie. It was great. It was awesome.
You felt like, Abu!
When the wall came down,
The wall came down, the dogs came in.
the Paw Patrol came in.
The Paw Patrol.
I don't know what are the. I know Rubble's one of their names. I know you have kids.
Rubble makes the most sense because that's what Al Baghdadi was left in.
A rebel came in and tore his head off. Beautiful
Marshall
dogs.
peed on him, he lifted his leg.
Beautiful dogs. But yeah, man, Dune. Oh,
Dune.
so fun fact though, when I saw, I didn't even know what Dune was, but I'd heard Dune like said before, so I knew it was a thing, and I knew there was a movie that was made earlier. Never saw it, never read it. Now I want to read it. But I actually got asked by a girl. She's like, "Do you want to go see Dune?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll go see Dune. I've seen the trailers. It looks interesting enough." Keep in mind, she wanted to go see Dune. She fell asleep in the theater. And I was like...
Was it dark or quiet? Or
Well, I mean, it was a movie theater. It wasn't quiet. The movie's loud as fuck.
I know it's dark, but like, yeah, that's what I was saying. How the fuck do you fall asleep when it's loud?
I don't know, and especially, and I will say this: Dune Part 1 is like my kind of movie. It's a real mind fuck, but I'm addicted to those kinds of movies where like I'm trying to figure it out because the main character Paul Atreides, one of his and it's funny because he has this ability, but it actually makes sense, and they explain why he has this ability in the movie. He can see visions of what might be the future, or they might just be hallucinations. He doesn't know. He hasn't fine-tuned this ability yet. Because, like, for spoiler alert for Dune Part 1, there's a character that he sees flashes of multiple times in the movie, and he doesn't know who this is, and he actually ends up killing him at the end of the film.
Oh, I was going to say, don't give away too much.
But it shows visions of them, like, working together and fighting alongside each other.
So you're just like...
So I'm trying to figure out... Because they make it pretty clear that you can't take these visions, like, as gospel. They make it crystal clear in the beginning, so you're wondering, like... What's going on? Like, Trump would not be able to watch Dune Part 1. He'd be like, Paul, he sees the future, or does he see the future? I don't know. And the thing that tripped me up with Dune, though, is, like, there's a lot of, like, really exotic sci-fi sounding names, and then there's, like, normal names. Like Paul and Lady Jessica. And I'm like, I don't know, it took me out of it. Now I don't care. But then they're like, the planet Arrakis, led by Duke Paul. And I'm like...
You know, Dune has been around for a long time.
It's been around for a long time.
I will say that. But the thing is, like, there was a newer movie. I don't remember what it was called, but my wife was getting me to watch it. And it was like a space, like, not like, you know, like out in, like, on just a spaceship. But it was more like they were going to another planet. And there was all kinds of different races and this and that. And I don't like getting into those types of movies unless I have absolute background and know about it, because the thing is I'm getting invested into a movie with a bunch of different worlds and different people, and I'm not going to know anything about them. I'm a fucking very inquisitive mind. I want to know what happened on that planet. I want to know what happened on that planet.
I think that's why you'll like Dune, because Dune's world building is second to none.
That's what I'm saying. If you are a good storyteller and a good essential world builder,
it's one of the best. And take this from somebody who came into it cold. Like, I had no prior knowledge. By the middle, well, that's not even fair. I knew what was going on. Everything I needed to know, I understood.
Every time I hear Dune, I, for some reason, think of Brad Pitt and Troy. Not like Brad Pitt in general, but like Brad Pitt, like, because when I hear of Troy, I think of Brad Pitt.
You know what, though? If they had tried to do another adaptation of Dune in, like, the mid-2000s...
They could have done it with those people. Well,
you know what? They could have done it.
Because at first I was like, that movie kind of seems like Dune.
Oh man, I'm telling you right now though, the movie looks spectacular.
All right,
it
I'm
looks.
Gonna watch it.
And then plus you get to see Thanos.
Oh, Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's in both of them too.
I like Josh Brolin.
I like Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Goonies.
Did you ever watch?
Crazy how his voice changed like that. I was like,
did you? It's some place in the UK, but they do this thing to promote movies that go Playground Insults. Oh man, and they have one with Ryan Reynolds and Josh Brolin.
Oh yeah. I've seen that with Chris Pratt and what's her face, and she's like, something I did something with our sex scene, and then he goes, I threw up in my mouth.
No, that's what she said. And then he said during our sex scene. Yeah, she said before our sex scene, I threw up in my mouth. Just thinking, and then he's like, during our sex scene, I felt your dick rubbing against my leg.
Who was that? Who was the girl?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, she conceded after that. I was like,
that was good.
I'd say so.
Oh my God, Ryan Reynolds and Josh. It's the best one, and I
think I've seen it, and I think didn't Josh Brolin bring up Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, never saw it, and Ryan Reynolds goes, I didn't either. That's what I said. You're not gonna beat Ryan Reynolds on an off the cuff, but Josh Brolin did good. But what was Ryan Reynolds' last one? He's like, Josh, you smell so bad, I can hear it.
You know, and the funny thing is, I don't even see Ryan Reynolds anymore.
I don't. I see Deadpool.
It's just Deadpool. Like,
you know what?
Ryan Reynolds didn't ever exist. It was only ever Deadpool.
I rewatched both Deadpools recently, and I love the line. It's like, do you think Ryan Reynolds got this far in his superior acting ability? I'm so ready for Deadpool 2. We're going to have to do a preview and a reaction episode to that, and it will get ratings because Deadpool equals money.
I wouldn't have cried.
Holy crap! I rewatched the first X-Men too the other day.
The movie?
Yeah, the live action movie.
Oh, I
Still
bet it was-
holds up.
Yeah, I bet.
Solid movie.
Yeah, Logan was in that, right?
Yeah. Wolverine's in it.
Yeah, because he... Yeah.
God, Hugh Jackman was young as fuck in that movie though.
That was when he was a lumberjack driver.
What was that, like 2001 though, right? That was old.
2003?
Maybe. I can't
I'm
remember
fairly
now.
certain it came out.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see.
Because they shot so many of those movies out so fast.
They really did. Well, not that fast. There were still
Well, I mean, there was like 5 movies by 2009. That's like 6 years.
X-Men first movie. No, that was no, not First Class. Damn it.
See?
Oh
You
no,
say first.
2000.
2000? Okay.
That was 24 years ago.
Shut up.
Ugh.
We're not old. We're just getting better.
Joe Biden is old. I'm not old. My people don't age.
Come on, man.
My people don't age. We just marinate.
We hold these truths to be you know the thing.
Anyway.
Anyway. Dude, oh man, when he turns into a Roomba.
Did you just fart?
It sounded like it, didn't it?
One of these days, I just want Trump to go up in the rally and just be like, before I got up here, I farted in the green room. There were people in there. Fine people, beautiful dogs.
There's fine people on both sides.
There was one woman by the door. I know she got the brunt of it. I would apologize, but she should just be grateful that she breathed in that air.
I left the room, and they still had me in there.
Joe Biden is like a popcorn fart.
A popcorn fart?
That's a Jim Cornette-ism.
Dry and airy.
That's a Jim Cornette-ism. The popcorn fart is just like a. Well, we failed spectacularly.
No, not at all. That was fun.
I know. See, that's the beautiful part of this podcast, though.
We don't have to stay on topic. I
when
mean,
we-
we can have something.
When we fail, it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
When we succeed, it's informative.
And there's no TV around me this time, so liberals can't get mad at me for saying things.
No, they. Yeah,
And I'm not going to say the liberals, because actually I actually jive a lot with classic liberals.
Yeah, they're not even liberals anymore.
No.
Which actually, I found. I think
They're
you've-
leftists. That's
think-
what we called them.
I was gonna say I think you've seen this before, but
Is it a comment?
no, it's a comic.
How the middle became the right. Both sides make some good points. You all right? Yeah, thanks. Why are you siding with the bad guy? That's so true.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
literal. That's how it happened.
You know, the funny thing is, I actually was talking to you about this, but and of course, actually, you know, to be honest, I don't think he deleted all his, so I was arguing with this guy on Facebook before we got on, and TurboTax, let's just state this. TurboTax has a trans commercial, you know, a trans person in the commercial. I'm assuming they're trans, but I mean, it looks like a bearded lady. I'm just going to be honest. You know, we used to have those in circuses, but I digress. And then this, I'm assuming he's Spanish. I don't know where he's from, but his name's Valdez.
Hispanico.
Okay. But anyway, so this one guy says to him, he goes, if you're Mexican and vote, well, okay, I'm sorry. The Spanish guy said, I bet I know who it voted for. And I thought that was funny. But then this liberal said, if you're Mexican and voted for Trump, you're shitting on your race and culture, whatever culture you had left. So I simply just commented
first
back,
of all,
and I
it's-
said, you're white telling a non-Caucasian what to do. Tell me you're racist without telling me. And it just went on from there. And it
And
was
also,
funny.
I wasn't really aware of the Mexican culture disappearing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like not gone anywhere there. But
Like, I've seen more taco trucks pop up.
you know,
and
if I
before
was
you
an
say-
asshole, I would mention the guy's name in the post.
And before
everything.
you say that's a racist statement, ask any Mexican ever where a taco truck is, and they can tell you. Like, they know it's a thing because they make the best. It's just a fact. Like, Mexican taco trucks are the absolute best. You know, I bought tacos from an American taco truck once. Fucking mistake.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible.
Hold on.
Don't you say Taco Bell.
Hold on. I actually have a business model for tacos, but I'm not gonna make the same mistake as what he's talking about. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. All you white people out there, my brothers and sisters, we love Taco Tuesday night. And when we make our white tacos, and I'm just going to call them that, with just a corn tortilla, your ground beef cooked up in your pan, and there's some lettuce and cheese and sour cream and taco sauce. I call those white boy tacos.
Güero tacos.
And then I was like, man, I want to make a taco truck and literally call it white boy tacos. Dude, and be like, have no Hispanic, I don't mean no Hispanic, but have no, it's literally white boy tacos.
Like,
you're not coming here for fucking burrito tacos. You're coming here for white boy tacos.
Like one L in the word tortilla.
Tortilla. You want tortilla on one of those crunchy tacos? Yeah. That makes no sense.
Call it tacos con güeros.
Do we want to call it for this one?
Yeah, because
no worries.
The podcast died like a dog.
It's over. You can go home.
Bye. Oh, we didn't. Hold on. We didn't tell them about the.
Oh yeah. Buckhead.
I know.
Buckethead.
Bucket. Hold up the plaque for the people. If you would like your custom made belt, trophies, plaques, I think they make it's a special kind of necklace, like where it's got like a miniature belt plate and then a big chain. Like, I guess it's popular with athletes. I don't know because I don't play sports ball.
Oh, and not to mention shirts. Like I've already shown this a bit. But.
Yeah. And then even wall art. Our friends at Trophy Smack can help you. If you use our link in the description too, it will tell them that we sent you there.
Absolutely. I just ruined his advert.
No, it's all right. And plus, we got to figure out when, but we're going to crown the first ever champion relatively soon, so watch out for that. And depending on where you are, you may or may not be able to participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Come again.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.